Wednesday, guys. Welcome to the Florida Treasure Coast Market Update. Today, we're going to dive into homes you can purchase in Port St. Lucie for under $300,000. Let's check it out.
You better get fired up.
Guys, good to see you. Happy Wednesday. We're here every single Wednesday with the Florida Treasure Coast Market Update, where we delve into what's going on in our local Port St. Lucie real estate market. So today, I want to delve into an often asked question, which is, what can I get for under $300,000? So we're going to take a peek at that. I do want to set some parameters, though. Number one, I haven't looked up any data on this. I like to do these live so you can kind of see my reaction, and we kind of go through the curiosity of one nerd's mind together at the same time, right? It's kind of fun. Second thing, I'm not going to look at properties that are in HOAs. I guarantee there are townhomes and condos for under 300 grand. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for homes that are 300 grand, not in an HOA. The reason I'm saying not an HOA isn't because I don't love HOAs. I do. I live in one, and I would never leave an HOA. But because an HOA typically, especially here in Port St. Lucie, there are HOAs that are cheaper, but most are going to be $400 or $500 a month. Well, $400 or $500 a month, that's like another $60,000, $70,000 in price. So it's not really a $300,000 property at that point. It might as well have been a $360,000, $370,000, because if you bought outside of an HOA, you could have spent $360,000, $370,000, and your monthly payment would be exactly the same as the $300,000 property in an HOA. That's why I'm looking outside of HOAs. So with all that in mind, I'm going to pull up my screen here. We're going to pull up the MLS. I've learned my lesson to hit this, and you should be able to see it right here. So what is this? This is the tool, the MLS, the multiple listing service that we as realtors use to list your home if you want us to sell your home, or as a buyer to help you find homes, right? So when you go to a lot of these different websites like Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Realtor, exprealty.com, Keller Williams, Remax, Coldwell Banker, you name it, they all come from this and what's called an IDX feed. An IDX feed is a magical link connecting the MLS and all its wonderful data to those different websites, so you've got all that information you're looking for. So this is essentially the root, the base of all that great information. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, just in case I'm going to refresh this with a little quick search. All right, so I'm going to hit Lucie. Let's get Port St. Lucie in here, and we're going to look at solds. And it's the 15th. So let's go back to the 15th of October. Right, so this is the last 3 months. And we'll look at actives too here in just a little bit. So we got 1,115 sales. It was saying it up here, but now it got rid of it. We're going to come down here. We're not going to look at modular homes, manufactured homes, condos, townhouses, any of that. We're looking at single families. And then I'm going to come down to add field. And we're going to type in homeowners association, none. All right, so how many options we got? We got 527. Great. Let's put them in order. You can see them all right here, right? Little blue dots. Oh, my little area west of 95. There's nothing. Why is there nothing? Oh, because it's all homeowners associations. Okay, so let's come to list. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go, and let's go ascending. What's the cheapest property that's sold in the last 3 months? 162. Okay, so yeah, we got a little problem here. A lot of these are going to be, we'll take a look at them, but a lot of these are going to be in Spanish Lakes, right? And they don't have a quote-unquote HOA fee because it's not an HOA, but it's a land lease, and it's several hundreds of dollars. So what I'm going to do, let's go to map. Yeah, that's right over here. And I'm going to pick out this little guy right here. And we're going to see. This isn't going to be perfect, but I'm going to try to get, because I don't know exactly where the Spanish Lakes boundaries are, but I'm trying to cut out a bunch of the Spanish Lakes. Again, not because I'm anti-Spanish Lakes, but because you're going to have a $600, $800, maybe $1,000 payment every single month. That's just not included there. All right, so let's take a look at these. Here we got one for $216. It's 1,257 square foot, 3-bed, 2-bath. Oh yeah, this is a normal home. This is a normal home. Lots of potential. Built in 78. The roof is 2005. So you're getting an older roof, which means you're either going to have to pay cash because you won't be able to get insurance, which means you won't be able to get a loan, or you're going to have to negotiate that roof being put on. But let's take a look at some of these photos. This is 260. Well, that's all you get. We don't know. We have no idea what the inside looks like. All right, let's go to the next one. This one's on Morningside Boulevard. Okay, we got some photos. On Morningside Boulevard, sold for $220. And so Morningside Boulevard's a little bit busier. It's not incredibly busy, but it's a little bit busier. But this is $220, man. I'm telling you, back in 2021, 2022, there was nothing like this at these prices that we're selling. Nothing. All right, you got carpet, but it looks clean. We got some issues up here in the ceiling, so I'd certainly want the inspector to come through, but if the inspector's happy, I'm happy. Okay, we got some carpet patches. And you might complain about all these things, but if you're in this price point, you're getting yourself 4 walls that hopefully, like I said, past inspection. Are a lot of people going to like the aesthetics of this kitchen? Maybe not. But again, you're getting a property for $220. That's a huge win. Yeah, it's dated. When was that? It's just said installed. 2024. That's okay. That was a year ago. So you got a newer water heater. I think the last water heater I saw swapped out was $1,900. So that's a nice little savings. Air conditioners, May 2019. So that's 5-6 years old. There we go. All right. So what are the details on that one? That one's tiny. 871 square feet. It's 2-bed, 1-bath, no garage. But again, you're getting in for $220. All right. Now we're on Floresta. We're doubling the size up to 1640 on the square footage. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, and you get a 2-stall garage. It is a frame house. Sold for $220. And it took 0 days. Sold on day one. It was probably sold before they even put it on the market. Last one sold in 4 days. You know why? Because there's a million people who want this price point. So let's see what this home on Floresta that sold for $220 looks like. You're never going to know. Yeah, and that happens a lot. When they get a buyer before you even put it on the market, they'll just put one photo up and that's it, right? Why pay the photographer and everything else when you've already got the sale through? All right, this next one on Essex Drive is $220. Sold for $220. 1,327 square feet. Now, this one took 78 days to sell, so we should have some photos. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath with a 2-stall garage. $220. And it started at $305. So there's a lot of thoughts running through my head on that. I'm wondering if, like, A, did they price it really high and then they had to come down to be realistic? Or B, did the inspector find something that was really scary and they were kind of forced to come down on price? Not sure. Looks like you got wood siding. We got a shingled roof. I'm betting that all of these in these lower price ranges are going to have older roofs. All right, there you go. Nice overhead shots. I'll tell you one thing I learned from Zillow is you need to get in the home in the first 2, 3, 4 photos. We're already on photo 11 and we're not inside the house. So if you're thinking about selling your home, make sure you do that. Okay, so this is dated. We got 8-foot ceilings. People want 10. We got metal doors on the closet. People want wood. We've got older flooring. People want new. We got older furniture, so it makes it look more dated than it is. But again, guys, if I got a daughter, one of my little girls, and they're looking for property and this is all they can afford, as long as this passes inspection or it passes enough so that I can feel comfortable knowing my little girls can stay there or I can help them through some of the things it needs. Dude, a home is a home is a home is a home. Get in a home. Start building up that wealth. Start building up that equity. Start paying down that mortgage. And in 5 years, you're going to sell. You're going to get a 5-figure check versus the renter who literally gets their $1,500, $2,000 deposit back. And it's not even growth. It's the money they gave up and made 0% interest on for 5-10 years. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of wood that is concerning. But again, I'd be leaning on the inspector here to give me some feedback on how scary it is. And the great thing about scary stuff is when scary stuff pops up, you tend to get a deal on price, which is what everybody wants. It's tough to get a deal on price if there's no scary stuff. All right, let's look at one more. I can't even say this. Appomattox. Appomattox? I don't know. Who cares? Terrace. And it's 1,180 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, 3 bedrooms, 2-bathroom. It's got a 1-stall garage, sold in 15 days, and it's sold for $225. Let's see what we got here. Is this? No. So here we go. Yeah, cute house. It's a cute house. It's nice to have a little roof. Ooh, Photos are rough. That might be part of the reason. It's a little dated. Okay, now we're going back outside. Now we're coming to a floor plan. It's dated, but it's light, bright, and white. Light, bright, and white sells. Okay, we got a little issue with the fridge. And I can see gaps in the electrical outlets. that doesn't necessarily mean it's a problem. It just means it's older and dated. And when you're there in person, it's kind of not going to look so great. Look at the screw on the top right. It's white. One on the top left is black. We got Formica countertops. I can see chipping over here in the countertops. But again, if I've got two little girls and they need a property and they can't afford 350, 400, 450, guys, I want to see you get into home ownership, man. I really do. I really do. So let's come back here to quick search and we're going to run a new search. So we're going to go Lucy and we're going to go active this time. We're going to look, we won't put a price on there, but we're going to come single family only. And let's go to subdivision. Can I go Spanish and click yes? But then you should, not like Spanish. Okay, so did it get rid of it or not? Yes, it did. Okay, so anything that says Spanish Lake should be gone. And then let's get rid of homeowners associations. And we see they're selling in the low twos. Let's see what's being offered currently. Bum, 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 bum. Ascending. All right, so we got one at 234.9, 256.9, 265, 265.2. We got a couple here, which is great. And you can see days on market. We got 52, 30, 34, 128. Those might work with you on price. This one's got a 2019 roof at 265.2. This one's got a 2021 roof at 289.9. This is great. This is great. Now let's actually take a look at some of these. This one's on Nome Drive. It's 234.9. Let's go right to the photos. All right. So yeah, I can see some issues over here. This is bordered up over here. The roof looks like it probably needs to be replaced. But again, you can't ask for a sweet deal on price and no issues. That's just not going to happen. The better the home. Oh, we got some fire damage, it looks like. Yeah. So you're buying a fixer upper here. You're going to pay a base price, put some money into it, and hopefully it's worth 50, 70 grand more than, the combined two. But this is not something that most people are going to be attracted to. Let's check out this one at 256.9. This is the second cheapest. We got a shingled roof. Okay. All right. So here we got some issues, right? We can see that looks like insulation coming out of the ceiling. I can see some staining. Is that water leaks? Not sure. But again, these are things, when I see those types of things as an investor, I think, man, let's get them looked at, because if they're not issues, the cool thing is they're scaring a ton of buyers off, which means the price is going to come down, which means I get a good deal. And if it's not really an issue, it might be an old stain. That insulation, I mean, for probably $50 or less, you can buy some wood and push it up there and board it all up and you're good to go. So it's really just checking it. I can see too in this last photo here on the left, looks like you got, some sort of outline. Is it a stain? Is it where an old vent was? And you can still see the cutout. Not sure. 8-foot ceilings, popcorn ceilings. It's dated. This is one, if I was a buyer's agent, I'd say, hey, we need to lean heavily on this inspector, but let's see what the inspector says. If they come back with good news, maybe this is a good option. Now, this one's on a Rosso. Anytime you're on a busy street, you're automatically cutting 20, 30 grand off the price. In most cases, if you got an $800,000-$900,000 home, it's going to be more than 20, 30 grand. But if you're at this price, you're probably talking 20, 30 grand, assuming you had exactly the same house, same property, same updates, same everything on a lot that's not on a busy street. So you don't have a garage here, it looks like, but you do have a carport. Okay, look at this. We got granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, nice backsplash, tile flooring, light bright white. Cabinets look like they got updated hardware. tiled to the ceiling. That looks like a newer vanity. Nothing fancy, but it's nice and new. Look at that. This looks great. Yeah, this looks pretty solid. This one was $265. No carpet? Kind of surprises me this one's still for sale. It's either a new listing or maybe there's something I don't know about it. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it's been on for a month. Guys, there's a good one. $265. It's only 1,000 square feet. It's 2-bed, 2-bath. No garage. It's got the carport, but $265. What a great deal. Let's look at one more. This one's $265 too, just to kind of show you. Oh, look at this bad boy. Now we've got a metal roof. That's great. Now we've got some exposed. You can see this whole area over here is exposed. There's no siding. So that's something we're going to have to consider. I wonder if this is kind of like, no, this doesn't look all that bad, but you're going to have to put some money into it for that reason. Yeah, there's more. I want to skip that. I'm trying to look at somewhere, the roof is one thing, but the rest of it. Okay. So here you're across from some water. See the water in the backdrop there? You've got a one stall garage, which is nice to have a garage. You could easily, let me go back to that main photo, spruce up this front with $300 to $500 and a weekend's worth of effort from, just you going to Home Depot. Between power washing the front and pulling some of these out, putting some new fresh mulch in, maybe some new pavers, this would look stunning and it wouldn't cost you a whole lot at all. And you got a waterfront lot, my gosh. Okay, you got tile flooring. It looks clean. I don't see any major issues. Yeah, it's dated, but you're getting a home for $265. Oh my gosh. Look at those views. Look at that big old screen door you got, this big old window, and look at those views you've got out back. That's beautiful. I don't know if I'd call this an open layout, but it's more open than a lot of homes this age. This is a cutie, man. This is cute. Yeah, I don't see any major issues unless there's something massive. Oh, look at that we're not seeing. This is something I'd absolutely sell my girls. Beautiful. Yeah. So there you go. And that's $265. So right there, guys, you can see that there are a lot of options in Port St. Lucie, not just sold, right? People are finding great deals, but actually on the market for asking prices at, we went up to $265. There's plenty of options out there. And again, some of these options have been on for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months. You might be able to negotiate another 5-10 grand off, get yourself a good deal, or maybe you pay full price, but you get them to get a new roof on, or maybe even up the price $10,000-$15,000. You roll that into the cost of your loan, which, $10,000 is probably $60-$70 a month in added payment. Okay, cool. So you're paying an extra $70, but you just got that roof rolled in because the seller paid for it because you upped the price 10 grand. They were willing to do it. There's a lot of different options, and there's even more than I just discussed with you to get some of these issues taken care of, right? But get yourself into a house. If there's one thing I can push, use a realtor. Doesn't have to be me, but my gosh, get yourself a realtor, get yourself a house. Quit renting. When you're renting, you're literally saying, hey, landlord, you took this monster risk, bought this house, got me in, and now I'm going to pay your mortgage, and I'm going to give you profit on top of it. Why? Why not go get your own mortgage and pay it down, right? So you buy something for, what were we talking, $265? In a couple years, you'll have paid it down to $220, right? And then it's not worth $265, it's worth $3. So you made $35,000 on the growth. Maybe you cut the mortgage down by $30,000, $45,000, and you're getting tax benefits along the way. And you can do whatever you want with it, right? You want to paint the walls pink? Do it. It's up to you. Landscaping? Do it. It's up to you. There's so many benefits. You can pull a HELOC. You can leverage the equity inside to help you in a financial burden. There's so many things you can do. And one of the funnest things for me is seeing that first-time home buyer go to closing 5, 6, 7, 8 years later and get a check for 5, sometimes 6 figures, and they'd never experienced that before in renting. That's what I want to see for you guys. So if you are in that position where you're thinking, hey, I got to quit renting, Joe's right. It's time to start paying down my own mortgage instead of my landlord's mortgage. It's time to start taking advantage of some of these equity positions I see people in where their home is appreciating by, tens of thousands of dollars. I want to experience that. I want my wealth position to change. And if you want that, just reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. I'll connect you with a great lender. I'll help you on the real estate side and we'll get you into a house. Guys, I appreciate you joining me. This is Florida Treasure Coast Market Update. We're here every single Wednesday at 11 o'clock. If you've got some area of the market, whether it's a price point, waterfront, vacant land, hunting land, whatever, oceanfront that you want me to check into, put it in the comments below or send me a private DM and I'm happy to do it. But thanks for joining me and have an absolutely fantastic Wednesday. Take care.